New at 11, a museum in San Francisco's Chinatown finally reopening, and they're doing it with a unique exhibit on a Chinatown native, Bruce Lee. Tonight, KPIX 5's Betty Yu enters the Dragon and gives us an inside look.
After being entirely closed for more than 2 years during the pandemic, Chinatown's museum is renovated and back open.
And our newest exhibit is We Are Bruce Lee, Under the Sky, One Family.
It's a homecoming for Chinese-American kung fu icon Bruce Lee. The global superstar was born at Chinese Hospital in Chinatown in 1940. His influence went well beyond martial arts, movies, and television shows.
The bench and the weights belonged to Bruce. These were his workout tools.
Visitors at the Chinese Historical Society of America on Clay Street will get the chance to see rarely displayed artifacts, including his exercise equipment, drawings, and personal items from the series The Green Hornet.
He was a visionary. He saw the power of Chinese American business and cinema before anybody thought that would be possible. He was an athlete, so he was more than just a martial artist. He studied boxing, he studied fencing, he studied dancing.
The museum's executive director, Justin Hoover, said Lee was about inclusion and equity. He experienced racism in Hollywood, where he was paid the least on set. He also confronted rejection within his own community.
Some African American leaders will say that they actually loved Bruce Lee before the Chinese American community loved Bruce Lee, because Bruce Lee was often rejected by the Chinese for not being as traditional as they would want him to be.
Still, Lee insisted on teaching kung fu to all races, and both men and women. The exhibit incorporates new technology, and it's the only museum where you can also break things.
3, 2, 1.
Woo! Hoover hopes the updated museum will attract a new and younger generation to Chinatown, which has been struggling to recover since the pandemic.
Chinatown is still facing an existential threat. Coming to this museum, shopping at our gift shop, going to a local restaurant is actually one way that you combat this anti-Asian hate. It's being in the community.
In San Francisco, Betty Yu, KPIX 5.